Transformers, more than meets the eye. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons.
Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special collection showcase we're going to be looking at the entire run, so all of waves 1, 2 and 3, the complete collection of the Transformers War for Cybertron trilogy Netflix exclusive figures. So what you can probably just about make out is on the top shelf there we've got wave 1, on the middle one we've got wave 2, and at the bottom we've got wave 3. So what I'm going to do in a second, I'm going to pick up the camera, we're going to have a look at them in a bit more detail, and then what I'll do at the very end as well is I'll move most of the figures away from wave 1 and we can have a look at the Teletran 1 diorama in quite a bit more detail, because although it's flimsy, it does look and display really good. Okay, let's get started. This is also a request from lots of my Instagram followers. If you'd like to see any pictures of my collection, I've got an Instagram as well, which is toys_rus, and this video is mainly a byproduct of that. Everybody's requested to see all these, so here we go. I'm going to start off with the deluxe first, even though Magnus is in the middle. So we've got Hound, Sideswipe, Chromia, and then he was called Decepticon Mirage. He didn't have any other name, he was just called that. And then we've got Scrap Face. So they were the 5 deluxes, and again they had 5 pieces of Teletran 1. Moving on to the Voyagers. Now the Voyagers were packed with Battle Masters. So we've got Megatron, and he's got Captive Lionizer and Captive Pinpointer. And then we've got the fantastic Hot Link with Heatstroke and Heartburn. Moving back to the final figure of this wave was the Leader Class Ultra Magnus with spoilers. And the spoilers were just 3 little Energon cubes. Not the greatest, to be honest, but he did come with Rung there, who's standing in between his legs. And what I did really like about all of this first wave is the battle damage and, you know, the hard-worn look that they all had about them, which was something that was a little bit strange with a couple of the figures in wave 2, which we'll come to in a second. Well, we might as well start straight away with Bumblebee, of course, there, you know, looking really nice, fantastic figure, but there he is in his, I suppose, Earth mode. So the deluxe figures in wave 2 were exactly that: Bumblebee, Wheeljack, Autobot Impactor, Red Alert, and Alito 1. So the Voyager class with these 2 here, and although they're absolutely fantastic, again, they weren't really, you know, battle damaged. So of course we've got Soundwave, and he is supposed to be like the G1 representative, which he does look like, but they obviously kept his eyes red. I don't know why they did that. And with Soundwave we had Laserbeak and Ravage, and then we also had Optimus Prime, but then he came with Enirax and Shieldron, sorry, there we go. But that Optimus Prime is spectacular. It's really good. And again, the other 5 pieces of Teletran 1, which weren't as good as the first ones, it was just the finishing touches, like the bottom and everything. But again, we'll have a look at that in a second. And then of course we had the spoiler packs, Nemesis Prime, and this I thought was fantastic. Really enjoyed this. Very impressed with this figure. And he came with Giza and Fangatron, and of course they're in homage to the rest of the Nemesis Primes that have been released down his timeline. Moving on to the final wave, and if I want to give my honest opinion, I think it was slightly rushed because the packaging wasn't as good, and there was only 4 deluxe figures. The 4 deluxe figures were Cheetor, Deep Cover, and let's make sure I get this right, it's that the Decius Quintesson Army Drone, and then these 2 I think they were genius. We've got the Sparkless Bot, and then moving along we've got, yeah, the Voyager. I'll come back, in fact we'll do the first Voyager there, which is the Sparkless Seeker, which again I think is brilliant, and that's the Sparkless Caliburst and Singe with him. That is the Leader Class, or even though it's only a Voyager figure, it was the Leader Class Spoilers Box 3, and of course that came with Fossilizer Skelevor. And then the final ones over here were Voyager class Optimus Primal, and he came with Little Rat Trap. So that's the entire run of the figures there. What I'm going to do just very briefly, again just because people have asked, bear with me a couple of seconds, I probably should just edit the video and then just come back in, but as it's only taken a few seconds, I can show you this now anyway. So this was the diorama of Teletran 1, and it did curve all the way around. And yeah, it's quite impressive. They could have made it a bit more sturdy like the Studio Series backgrounds. But there you go, guys. As requested, hope you enjoyed it. Keep any of your ideas and suggestions coming forward, and I'll do my very best to get around to making videos on them. Thanks very much for watching. Take care. Thanks for watching. Like and comment. And don't forget to subscribe.